Hello, everyone, and welcome to the session of Futura. Today we will present to you the digital tour expert that we are being created for Costa Cruises. So before to start, a very quick introduction about myself. I'm Roberto Del Ponte, Associated Partner at Reply, where I manage a business unit based in Italy, and I'm focused on implementing solutions for enterprises based on 3D interactive solution and AI technologies. Additionally to this role, in the past 3 years, I've been coordinating the digital human practice within Reply Group. I'm specialized in design, innovation, and business development, working closely with customers. Joining today with me, we have René. And René, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Roberto. So maybe just a few words also about myself. And I noticed Michael actually kicked us off 3 minutes earlier, so we will all save you a bunch of minutes. And you can get some lunch if you did not have it, or late lunch. So yeah, my name is René. I work at Reply and work for our CTO there, and I manage what we call communities of practices, which are innovation teams. I look after the teams for quantum computing, general AI, synthetic data, which is also a great topic, spatial computing, which the term I coined actually, or using it since 3 or 4 years, not just since last year, since another big company is using this, and digital humans, and working closely with Roberto on those kind of things. And that's what we're going to talk about today, about digital humans. And after the initial introduction, I'm going to show you some of our digital human solutions that we had deployed at customer sites, and also our core framework for this. Then Roberto will tell us about Futura, which is one digital human that we developed for Costa Crociere or Carnival Cruises. You can see one of the ships there. And then we actually will talk about the latest iteration of this digital human that is much better now thanks to NVIDIA AI services. And I will tell you a little bit about it. We dive a little bit into the technical details there. And then we will wrap it up with key takeaways. A few things about Reply. So Reply, the company we both represent, is a global company. Last year we had a revenue of 2 billion euro. Headquarters in Italy, but like I said, global footprint. We have also close to 1,000 people here in the US. And yeah, 15,000 people in total. Consulting, system integration. Obviously not all 15,000 people work on digital humans. We wish, but it's still, we have to grow that a little bit further, but it's getting there. Yeah. One unique thing about us is we're not just doing system integration consulting on the management consulting, but also low-level implementation with custom projects. And in fact, also one unique thing is we have a dedicated game studio as part of our network that actually also works on a game called Solstice. They're working on a second version right now. But yeah, anyway, so much about Reply. Let's talk about digital humans. So here on the slide, you see a few examples of our digital human solutions that we have developed since the last 3 years. We started with Unreal Meta Humans around 3 years ago, but not all of them are actually 3D generated characters. Some of those are also AI generated digital humans or avatars, if you will, which by the way, you can also do now with NVIDIA Maxine and the Audio 2Face 2D. Right? So you can also build these AI-generated avatars if you're not too keen on 3D modeled ones, right? And so again, bunch of examples. And we do custom 3D modeling, sculpting, but also 3D facial scans. We also have our own 3D scanning studio where we do also facial scans of certain digital humans. And well, use cases are a lot. Assistants for teaching, sales assistant, personal assistant, brand ambassador, virtual influencer, and so on. And I particularly like these cases also for education. And this is an example of one of these cases. This is Luigi Einaudi. That's not Albert Einstein, also not Mahatma Gandhi. That's Luigi Einaudi, also not to be confused with Ludovico Einaudi. That's Luigi Einaudi. He was the second president of Italy. Great guy. And actually one of the few politicians Italians like. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
So that tells you a lot, actually, how good of a person he is. But anyhow, let me go back real quick. What we did is we brought him back to life. Obviously, second president of Italy, you can imagine he's not among us anymore. But we brought him back to life with the Luigi Einaudi Foundation. And he was also an economics expert. So we took all his papers, all his books and publications, and now he can go to Luigi Einaudi Foundation website and have a conversation with Luigi about his life, about his politics, but also his economics work. Here's a sales assistant we did together with a car company for a car configurator, right? You have all these lots of permutations for car configurations these days, and that allows us to provide a meaningful sales assistant, right? Or like another assistant here for a German insurance, in fact, or here you see a recent project we're doing with Toyota. All of this is based on our framework, which has modular components. So one key aspect is multi-model input. So from the user side, we not just only take the text or what they are saying, but also how they are saying it, right? The tonality, plus we also use a camera to analyze the facial expressions, right? How they're feeling. What we're not doing right now is like the gestures, the body pose, right? I use my hands a lot, and especially in Italy, right? You really want to understand if they do it like this. Do it the proper way. By the way, how do you actually see if a person does it the proper way if it's Italian? Paolo told me once, he said like, if you're doing it like this, yeah, you will know, not in Italian. You do it with the full arm, right? So a little bit trivia here for you.
That's true, that's true.
All right, we lost the slide deck somehow. Well, maybe they're going to plug it in. Anyhow, so all these modular components, multi-model input, like text, audio, and so on. And this then goes into an affective computing module. So affective computing is all about understanding the user's emotion and the sentiment, and then also synthetically answering in the correct emotional response, right? So for example, if a person is feeling sad, you want to actually react more empathetically, right? Or if a person is angry, you want to calm them down, right? And this is what we're doing in this affective computing module. So we take all the multi-model input, run this through the affective computing module, you see it there, and also a little bit of middleware. We have a language model with a custom knowledge base, and then obviously some system integration. And this is what Roberto is now going to talk about, the Futura case, where we're also integrating with the system of the ship, right? So it's not just an isolated project, but go ahead, Roberto.
Thanks, Rene. So the use case we are presenting today has been developed for Costa, that is an iconic Italian cruise company based in Genoa, and one of the most important in Europe, and it's part of Carnival Group, the largest cruise group in the world. So Futura is a digital tour expert that uses generative AI to help passengers discover the best attraction of their destination port along the cruise.
You need the deck right now?
She's a tour guide and is capable of providing personalized itineraries and information to the passenger. Currently, Futura is an MVP, so it's installed in one ship, the flagship boat for the Mediterranean fleet of Costa, that is the Smeralda, the ship that we are watching now. And the project started in 2023 thanks to the initiative of Domenico Alessio, the vice president of Costa, and entering service in May 2024. So are 3 months that is running and still ongoing, and we are evolving this solution. And the initial goal was to test and field a new touch point powered by conversational AI to promote and sell short excursion during the cruise. But moreover, we want to reduce the queue at the physical tour operator ticket office on the ship. And we also had the aims to increase the passenger interaction with digital touchpoint on board, like touchscreen. And the most important things was to improve the quality and the level of service offered to the passenger, providing them a free of charge personalized guides and suggestions about destination ports. When we started the project at the beginning, we were just focused on a sales assistant. We were thinking to say package of excursion, but then the president of the company say, no, before to start to sell stuff, we have to get focused on provide a better service for the passenger. So we start to profile Futura with this mindset. And let's now see a short video to see the real Futura in action. And it's the same version that we have on the ship now.
Hello, I'm Futura, the virtual assistant for all destination advice. Swipe your Costa card on the reader to receive personalized suggestions. Please select this port or another city on the cruise itinerary to get the desired information. Marseille is a vibrant port city in the south of France known for its rich history, diverse culture, and delicious seafood cuisine. What would you like to do in Marseille? Marseille offers a plethora of dining options that cater to food lovers, especially those keen on savoring the local seafood. The Old Port and Fish Market area is a must-visit for anyone looking to taste the delicious bouillabaisse, a typical Provençal fish stew, amidst the lively atmosphere and maritime charm of the city. If you have any questions or need assistance, feel free to ask. Excellent. I'm happy I could help you. You can complete the purchase on the page of the excursion.
So, as you can see, the digital human help and support passenger, first of all, to discover the next destination port, designing an itinerary or helping them to discover places that they want to visit. But then, if you want, you can also buy the excursion package offered by the company. And the digital human itself is a custom one and has been designed and created using MetaHuman from Epic and is rendered by using a Unreal Engine and is integrated inside a customized web page that does allow the user to see all the other images like the catalog and the other information. The character has been designed using a face scan of a real person and has been integrated using Mesh to MetaHuman to take advantages of the face rig. She can manage multiple languages and can provide any kind of information thanks to generative AI. So whatever is written on the screen, even if it's a form, is generated by AI. And it does leverage on a knowledge base that includes the professional tour guides that has been engaged by Costa for this specific project. All the dialogue and whatever is connected to generative AI does use cloud services. And this has been a real challenge for this project because it's a challenge to have a good internet connection when you have oversea. So for doing that, we used Starlink for the first time to manage generative AI during the cruise, and worked pretty well. So another point that is important is that this touch point is fully integrated with existing onboard IT system. So we use a user recognition thanks to the Costa card, is integrated with a weather forecast condition, and dynamic excursion catalog, booking service, and paying system. So after 3 months, that's the outcome of the project, and that are pretty good because we recorded 10 times more interaction, an increase compared to digital touchscreen. And that's thanks to the digital human that allowed us to improve the attractiveness of the touch point. We used a lot of, and we collect a lot of data analytics to improve our service and to better understand the needs of the passenger. And this is really important. And you know what we discovered? Yeah, we discovered that Futura is perceived as a member of the crew. She's asked many more information, not only about travel guides. They ask about restaurant, they ask about show, they ask about if the room is ready or not. So this is nice because it does open to us to a wider range of use cases that we can address for this digital human on the ship. We'll also notice that the user prefer to interact a lot with the voice and have a very short funnel to get focused on retrieving their needs information or completing their purchasing from the digital assistant. But at the end, the most important things to get focused with is empathy. And a digital human works well when provide empathy for the user during the conversation. And for this reason, we started to work closely just a month ago with NVIDIA, improving with ACE, to enhance the capability of the digital human of have a better response speed, move fully from a voice-based interaction. And in perspective, we also changed the architecture for adapt a solution that is more scalable. And here's the new Futura.
Hello, how are you? Welcome. I'm Futura, Costa Cruises Land Destinations Assistant. Costa Cruises is a Carnival cruising company bringing tourists all around the world. My goal is to help you find the land excursion that best fits your interests and desires. If you have any questions or need assistance, feel free to ask.
I'm really sad because I lost my credit card. What can I do?
I'm sorry to hear that you've lost your credit card. It's important to stay calm. Here are some steps you can take. 1. Contact your bank or credit card issuer immediately to report the loss and freeze your card. 2. Review your recent transactions for any unauthorized charges. 3. If you're on a cruise, let the ship's guest services know for further assistance.
Thank you and see you soon.
Quite nice, isn't
You're
it?
welcome. I'm glad I could assist you. If you have any more questions in the future or need help, feel free to reach out. Have a wonderful day and see you soon.
All right, pretty good, isn't it? Did you also notice the latency change? Like it's much shorter latency and the response time is much better now. Yeah, thanks to NVIDIA ACE and the services. Let's talk a little bit about the architecture that we're using here. And obviously, you know, in all of these solutions, in every solution actually, the user is a central element that then talks with the counterpart, the digital human, right? And what we're doing here is we implemented a custom orchestrator solution where we're using a bunch of software and libraries to make this happen in the end with our orchestrator. From the user side of things, what we do is we take the camera image, basically, you know, seeing also the user and also doing some computer vision, what is around the user and so on. But most important, what we extract there is the facial expression, right, of the user. Like I said, not this yet, but working on the gestures and body pose and things like this. So this giving us the visual, you know, kind of expression, but also the microphone is being used, obviously. You know, you want to talk with the digital human. And here we're using, in this latest version, NVIDIA Riva ASR, automatic speech recognition. And it's really good because it provides us very short latency transcript. You can basically see, when you talk, you see all the transcript coming in almost near real time. It's very good. And also the quality is very good. So that helps also to reduce the latency, right? So we get the facial expression and we get also the text, what the user is saying from the transcript. Plus we're also analyzing how the user is saying it, the tonality. And this all then goes into our affective computing middleware, which is then, you know, computing the emotional state of the user. And based on that is also telling us what should be the voice style of our output voice, right? The digital human voice style. Like you might have noticed in the video when she was saying, oh, I lost my credit card. And then the answer was also a little bit more calm. The voice was a little bit toned down and so on. So these are playing a big role here. Obviously, this affective computing middleware, or the middleware in general, is also leveraging a large language model with a custom knowledge base via RAG, retrieval augmented generation, so we can provide like more information about the cruise and this kind of stuff. So like I said, outcomes, the emotional state, voice style, and the textual response, actually what is going to be answered. And then this goes into a speech service, which is then providing us the text to speech, so speech synthesis or text to speech, whatever you want to call it. And we're using a null voice there, so a very good sounding voice. And this audio plus the emotional state is passed into NVIDIA Audio to Face, which is then helping us to do the facial animations, right? And so the user is actually, or the digital human is also actually looking according to the emotional state that we're providing. Another quick tip maybe is for the LLM and the RAG, we're having a bunch of things we're shooting off to the LLM where we're asking, for example, okay, what could be the sentiment of that sentence? But also then we're asking, okay, what could be the proper emotional response? A bunch of things. Previously, we had a big mega prompt, if you will, with a lot of things we're asking. What we discovered is rather use smaller prompts and send them in parallel. So do this in parallel, a little bit asynchronous, and you get also much better response time because these LLMs can, like depends on the LLM, right? It's not a general statement, but for this one, we noticed like shorter tokens, shorter prompts are much faster than longer ones and also more precise in the end. But coming back to audio to face, right? Audio to face, takes the audio plus emotional state and then is giving us fine-tuned blend shapes that will then help us to animate the facial expressions. And like I said, like Roberto was also saying, Unreal Meta-Humans is basically being used as a bridge between this. So audio to face. Before we were using audio to face, without audio to face, we had to do manual animations. We also had to use VZMe's for the lip sync. And if you compare the previous video to the latest one, you see the lip sync with audio to face is much, much better. And that is one big benefit, right? We get automatic lip sync, we get automatic animation with audio to face. But also the great part about the NVIDIA solutions is they also work on premise. So you can deploy them in the cloud, but actually we could also wrap it all up on a package. If we don't have satellite internet on a cruise ship, we could also deploy it locally as well, right? Great benefit, actually. Riva ASR, like I said, before that we were using another speech recognition service, but with Riva ASR we get very good latency. So it's really fast and also is providing a streaming, so you can actually get it. You don't have to wait until the full speech recognition is done. You get it in small chunks, right? So also works on-prem and well-suited for cruise ship environments. Key takeaways, let's talk about it, Roberto. Obviously, when you build these solutions, like we started with MVP and an early prototype, if you will, but we already, when we started in the beginning, had a modular concept in mind. And so build these things in a modular fashion so that you're able to scale quickly. So for example, it was easy for us to plug in other services like NVIDIA ACE, and so on, right?
Also scale on large number. For example, one of the aims now is to scale down to a larger number of touch points and even mobile devices. So it's important to start since the beginning to have in mind that your solution can scale up.
Exactly. Focus on the user experience, right? That's a key element. So the digital human is in the end, a user-facing, or it's providing a face to an AI system in the end, right? And so providing a good user experience is important to make also the user feel connected with it and to get into an emotional state in the end.
Yep.
Response speed, very much important, right? I talked quite a bit about it, latency, right? You want to get those as short as possible. You know, we live in a TikTok age, so attention span is like, I'm glad that you're still here after 15 minutes, so that's big plus. But attention span is short. So response time, quick, response, short latency will very much important.
In this kind of experience, if you have a response time of 5 seconds, the conversation will be dropped and the user go away. Yeah. So it's important to have a very, very fast conversation there.
What were you saying? I was just on my phone. Oh, sorry. Analytics, key element, right? You gotta know what the users are doing, how they're using the system, and where you need to improve it, right? Without having an understanding, you're just guessing. And get the guesswork out, get analytics in.
Yeah, and the last part is, the empathy and the acting is, if you use a digital human as an interface, you have to get focused on how to improve the way of the visual quality, the empathy that the digital human can create with the real human, and that is the key factor to engage the audience.
Yes. And with these NVIDIA ACE services, you have all the building blocks. You also get a reference implementation. If you hear Jensen's keynote, there's now this reference implementation also for James that is going to be made available. So great stuff. Leverage it. Good things. And if you want to see our solution in action, come up to the expo area, NVIDIA Innovation Zone. That's where you find us. We have a small booth, and you can actually try it live. And with that, we're going into Q&A.
Thank you very much, Renee and Roberto. Please, let's give a big round of applause. I bet we all wish that Futura was here at Siggraph.